informed, and that's why this killing is causing so much grief, not only to the family, but to the media world and to all of us.
What do you make of what the Israelis said about this? Immediately after the killing, they said it was Palestinian terrorists firing indiscriminately, and then they came out with a preliminary investigation where they said it was hundreds of bullets from Palestinian gunmen and possibly an exchange of fire between Palestinian gunmen and Israeli security forces. And then when they came up with their final report in September last year, a high possibility that she was accidentally hit by security forces' gunfire. Their explanations have changed repeatedly.
Which points clearly to the untruths that we are being presented with. It makes us suspicious. It makes us so suspicious that we find it hard to have any confidence in any explanations that Israel gives. Makes it particularly suspicious why won't they allow an investigation? They blocked the FBI investigation, but we have again and again asked to be able to enter Israel, not only to investigate this killing of Shireen, but to hear from Israeli victims. They have a right to tell of their experiences, their suffering, and particularly these recent events, victims of these attacks, civilian Israelis who were injured, whose family members were killed. They have a right to speak to us as well. So therefore, this is what I said at the General Assembly, saying to the Israeli ambassador who was present, let us in. If you have nothing to hide, why not let us in so we could conduct impartial investigations? I'm satisfied with where we got with the limited resources. There's a lot to answer for. I should think that it's ready to be considered by a prosecutor of the International Criminal Court. So, the truth can't be hidden for long.
You identify the commando unit, the Dudavan, apparently also known as Unit 217, being responsible. I've been reading about them. They apparently carry out high-risk and complex operations, including targeted killings of militants. But they seem to have, on this occasion, it's a targeted killing of a journalist. Is it just the soldier who fired that round who is legally responsible, or does this go up the chain of command?
International law, under the Rome Statute, provides for command responsibility. That's why we zeroed in on establishing the name of the commander. We don't know the name of the soldier who actually fired the bullet, but we haven't stopped our investigations. We'll be pursuing it. It's important that we know the name of the commander, because he probably issued the order on which the soldier who did the actual shooting acted. He followed orders.
You have said that you're not allowed to go into Israel or the Palestinian territories. They've not given you permission to go there. Not only that, though, you've had lots of criticism of your Commission of Inquiry from the US, who says you're biased, but Israel's gone even further. They say that your Commission of Inquiry is anti-Semitic. What do you make of those allegations?
Let me first say, James, I was a High Commissioner for it's a 4-year term. I was the only one whose term was extended to 6 years. Yeah, well, Israel voted in support of the extension of my term. I'm the only High Commissioner who was invited to conduct a mission inside Israel. Nobody criticized me for bias or being an anti-Semitic. These kind of what I call abuse are being hurled since I undertook this responsibility of chairing the Commission of Inquiry. I will continue my work in the manner in which I have been accustomed to. We have our own standards together with the other commissioners. So we will continue. The abuse does not deter us. On the other hand, I could see that all these actions are really to distract attention from the content of the report. I would like them to look at the substance of our report and see where we've gone wrong. in terms of the facts we've gathered and the law as we've interpreted it. So I'm very happy that our recommendations have been adopted by the General Assembly, and the question of the lawfulness of the occupation and the responsibility of parties, state members who support an unlawful occupation are spelt out by the International Court of Justice. I do see that that will advance the peace process and not obstruct the peace process as our detractors claim.
You're not the only person who's come under attack by Israel. In recent days, Israel has been attacking a man you know very well, the Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres. He said in the Security Council the attack by Hamas did not happen in a vacuum. Israel responded by blocking UN officials, including the humanitarian chief Martin Griffiths, from visiting, and has called on the Secretary General to resign. Do you see similarities in the attacks on the UN now and the attacks on your Commission of Inquiry?
I think the attacks on our Commission of Inquiry are mild. I find that it's remarkable how much the critics from Israel have mounted their attacks on the Secretary General himself. This has never happened before. Asking the Secretary General to resign when he has made a legitimate statement. One country member should not be allowed to make statements such as this or to call for the withdrawal of the Secretary General. I understand that the Foreign Minister has since watered down his statement. It should